To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world. Thank you.
Walt Disney explored a new world of family entertainment, encountered numerous challenging obstacles, and exchanged his visions to others. His creativity ushered in a unique and extraordinary world of imagination that secured his legacy of creating the most incredible amusement parks and becoming one of the finest film directors and authors of his generation.
We all know Disney, whether it's in memorable characters, everlasting moments, the extraordinary magic, unforgettable songs, or the stories put forth into its well-known movies. On December 5th, 1901, Walter Elias Disney, born in Chicago, Illinois, they moved to Kansas City, and Walter worked as a newspaper boy and sold candy on a train that would travel between Kansas City and Chicago. At the age of 17, Walter dropped out of high school to serve in World War I. For a while, he worked for the Red Cross as an ambulance driver, but he decided he wanted to be an artist. He returned to Kansas City in 1919. He contracted with Milton Field, and he became a commercial illustrator and started a company in which he called Newman's Laughograms. However, the company didn't last long. In July 1923, it was declared bankrupt. So Walt set out for Hollywood. He sold his movie camera and brought a one-way ticket and an unfinished reel of Alice's Wonderland from the studio along with him. This journey was the start of a new career, his first steps in becoming a recognizable Hollywood figure.
In 1927, while Walt explored the limits of technology, he was authorized to start the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit series. Walt was forced to face the high costs for this distribution of Oswald. Because of the high costs, Walt ended the contract, and as a result, Oswald and Walt's best animator, of Iwerks, went into the possession of Mintz Distribution.
In November of 1928, Steamboat Willie was opened to the public and got rave reviews from critics. Film companies confronted Walt in hopes of gaining rights to Mickey Mouse. However, Walt learned from his experience with Oswald.
Today we're going to interview Sam Getaway for our Walt Disney Report. He's going to talk about the success Walt Disney had.
I am an urban planner. Currently, I've written 3 books: Walt Disney and the Promise of Progress City, The Disneyland Story, the unofficial guide to the evolution of Walt Disney's dream, and Universal versus Disney, the unofficial guide to America's greatest theme park rivalry. He got really interested in the whole craft of animation. When he felt that he mastered that, he would then start getting interested in something else. He showed that a lot in his life, because he moved along not only from animation and live films and educational films and Disneyland. He was wanting to build a ski resort and a college and an entire city. So the guy had a variety of interests, and that's something to be admired.
On July 17, 1955, Disneyland opened as a way of Walt to exchange his new ideas of family entertainment. However, Walt faced another issue. He found out that the tickets to the grand opening were counterfeit. This resulted in 30,000 people entering the park uninvited, but also allowed him to exchange his ideas with more people. The park was not prepared for such a large crowd, so rides broke down and the park stands ran out of food.
In December of 1937, by exploring the limits of technology, Walt was able to exchange his movie to the public when it was released in Los Angeles. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs earned $8 million and won an Academy Award. After 6 months, Walt was able to pay off all bank loans.
Walt exchanged his ideas in other parts of the U.S. His next project was going to be located in Florida, where more people could go and explore his works. Walt gave a press conference in October of 1966 to discuss his future plans for Epcot. Epcot stood for the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Some of the things that really drove him, though, was this great need to always be doing something, and something that was productive. His good friend Ray Bradbury, the science fiction author, once was asked if Walt Disney was an optimist, because you'd think of that with Tomorrowland and all that sort of stuff. And Ray Bradbury says, no, he's an optimal behaviorist. And I think this really captures the guy. And what an optimal behaviorist does is you do whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's creating Disneyland or an animated film or digging a ditch. And whatever it is that you're doing it, you do it with all the love and passion that you have. And at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the year, at the end of your life, you figure out you've actually done some amazing things. And he constantly had to keep feeding himself with new projects because he didn't like to sit idle. So that's my understanding of the man.
Walt Disney died on December 15, 1966 at 9:35 a.m. due to acute circulatory collapse.
I think we love Disney because Disney makes us feel good about ourselves, good about our lives, good about the world. When you go to see a Disney movie, there's inevitably going to be a happy ending, and so you walk out of the theater feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. When you go to a Disney park, you kind of let all your troubles go. You walk into the park and the biggest stress that you have for the day might be, how long am I going to have to wait in line to get onto my favorite ride? And so Disney allows us to escape from our normal lives and live in this environment where everything is good and you feel good about yourself and everybody lives happily ever after. And I think that's what makes people love Disney so much.
And first and foremost, what he was able to deliver was he was able to deliver emotion in the context of a structured story. And it's almost impossible to watch one of the classic Disney films without laughing at some points and getting all teared up.
I also think he was challenged whenever anybody would say to him, no, I don't think that's a good idea, or I don't think it's possible to do that. That drove him even further to try and do what he set out to do.
Tell her, but how to make her see the truth about my past impossible. She turned away from me.
He's holding back, he's hiding from what I can't decide. Why won't he be the king? I know he is the king